I guess set this up for us. How much of this is just slowing global macroeconomic trends that we've talked about so much on this program? And then how much is this specifically related to perhaps politics here in the U.S.?
No, it's a great question. So when you take a look at the mindset of a foreign investor, they're really coming here for three reasons. One, an exchange rate play. Two, a return on investment, given the recent boom we've had in the real estate market. And three, stability. Because when you're coming in from another country, you're really bringing capital here, a lot of investors, in order to put it in a more stable market, to shield the protection of the asset, and to kind of get the money out of the country that you may have concerns with, such as China, Latin America, countries of that nature. So the issue that we're seeing the most now is that our country's not viewed to be as stable as it once was. You know, when you think about it, I'll tell you a story. In our firm, our policy is we try to meet with every potential foreign national client we can. And historically, the conversation's all been about taxes. Pierre, tell me how I can, avoid paying taxes, tell me I can mitigate my implications, so on and so forth. Now, the whole conversation is twofold. One, what's going on with Trump? What's going on with the White House? And number two is essentially what they're concerned with is, are we at the bottom of the market? Is this the best time to buy? Can I get the best discount now? And that's all the conversations.
So I could understand on an absolute basis how you would look at the U.S. and maybe say, okay, maybe things are bad. But on a relative basis, I mean, if you're a foreigner and you're shopping around for a place to park your money, I mean, how does the U.S. hold up to the alternatives?
Well, right now, I mean, to your point, we have seen a global slowdown in foreign investment in various different real estate markets. Yeah. London slowed down tremendously. Now, where we compare, honestly, is that the political instability is definitely making us to be viewed as not as stable as even taking London in consideration with Brexit. So the problem now is that foreign capital, it's not necessarily going to other countries per se, it's slowed down in general. But if it were, if money were to come off the sidelines, I don't think the New York City market or the U.S. market is going to be on the top of the list. I mean, just take a look at the stats. Year to date, 36% decline in foreign capital entering the country. That's a tremendous discount in a 12-month period.
Looking at that stat, which came, I think, from the U.S. Realtors Association, they're saying, though, the number one buyer still remains China. Now, the number's down dramatically, like falling by half, but still you're getting $13 billion coming in.
Yes.
What's happening in China? Is it largely Trump? Is it the obvious trade tensions and therefore association with that? Or is there something else at play with China too?
Well, it's twofold. Number one, every other day in the paper hearing trade wars with China probably isn't good for consumer confidence for money coming from China here. Number two is the capital restrictions of not being able to take out more than $50,000 a year out of the country. That's historically always been in place, but it's only started to become implemented 2017 to present day. So it's a bit twofold in a sense that consumer confidence from China is definitely deteriorated, and they're also having trouble getting the money out of the country.
I wonder what some other countries you've seen sort of a decline in. One that comes to mind is Russia. We talked about, just given the heightened sanctions that we've been placing and Russia oligarch money trying to find a place to leave their country. Does that come in after China anywhere?
Yeah, I would say if I were to think about the biggest slowdown, China, number one. China, I think the stat is 56% decline year over date. Now, Russia definitely would be up there. I don't know what the exact statistic is, but I've seen personally in our office a tremendous slowdown of interest coming from Russia.
Technology has